couple on your end, Mary? I'm guessing Marcy and Joanne, are they able to join us today?
Yep, they should be on. And
okay.
There's Joanne, so I think it's just Marcy.
I think she's coming now.
Okay. There she's coming. Okay.
Okay, and it's on YouTube, so it's available to individuals as well.
Okay.
So thank you everyone for joining us. I know Vince was not able to join us, so Sammy actually is able to join us. So thank you, Sammy, for being a part of today.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
And I know from when we left off last time, which was earlier this month, it was really kind of the ball in our court to be able to come back with a response. And just so the whole group knows as well, Hobie, Mary, Ryan, and I have been meeting to review the House Bill 2016 language. And as of yesterday, we kind of have a tentative MOA, I guess you could say, in regards to that piece. So with that, are there any questions before we start?
I don't think so. I think we're good.
Okay, Ryan, I'm going to let you go.
All right. So again, thanks for this continued coordination of time as we've sort of watched things unfold as the years progressed, and hopefully getting close to the end of this round of negotiations before we meet again in the late winter, as has been going on around the state, or probably around the country for that matter. So when we met last, one of the things that we listened to or heard was there's been this from the proposals that have been coming to us have been around hourly rates, and we've been coming to you with percentages related to COLA. And so that's one of the pieces where we have made some modification to come based on an hourly rate change rather than a COLA, because again, that's what we continue to hear in your proposals coming to the district. The other thing just to know is we have, the last two times we've met, we met and provided a proposal, and then we looked at the changes when we got to when the state school fund was established. And so we looked at those additional funds, and if that percentage went to these negotiations in terms of funds, this is how much we would be able to adjust. And so that's sort of where we left. Since that time, we've actually had to go and have conversations with the board around negotiation parameters, recognizing that we still had a distance to come between the two proposals. And so those are some of the things that have gone on, getting us back to the table today. And so what we're proposing is a raise of 75 cents per hour. Again, recognizing that where we came was from percentages to an hourly change in pay per hour, and based on your previous proposal. So that's where we're at today. Again, putting those funds into a raise for everybody, and recognizing that that's the best way for us to move forward. So that's where we're at with our proposal. Again, recognizing that we've both made steps towards an agreement, and we feel like this is our attempt to try to get this resolved so we can close, settle, and have a little break before we come back to the table again. So that's where we're at.
And I think just to add along with that is the other areas, which I think we sort of tentatively agreed, but recognize it's a full package, was about those couple ranges we identified, and then also the shift differential were the other pieces. So I just want to make sure kind of those are all still like part of the overall. And then I think we start there. Hobie, you had sent me that additional language. I think, I don't know if you want to talk about that at the moment, or if you have questions first about the other financial pieces.
No, I just forwarded you our last proposal. It was meant to deal with PERS, but kind of open it to all your folks. That was really it. I think the financial offer is clear. We understand.
Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about, and this is, I'm referencing your proposal response on the August 3rd, and it's about the PERS redirect language. So Hobie, you had clarified for me that your intent here was really to be able to have, well, I think it's really to have individuals having the opportunity for the TSA and a way that they could do that using, whether it's vacation days, personal days, comp time, that might be able to be in there. So with that one, I appreciate having that additional understanding. The one thing I would want to be clear on is everyone has the ability to sign up for a TSA. They set that up themselves, and then they set up how much they want each month to be added to that. So I spoke with Olivia about it, and here's my concern, or our concern as far as your specific language is, it's about kind of a one-time thing, which the way the TSAs work is an employee sets it up through their financial group based on the list that we have available. They also have to indicate how much each month is then from their paycheck sent into their TSA. Based on how I believe this is written, is this would be kind of the end of the year. They would say, oh, I didn't use my personal days. I want, for example, to have that be paid out and placed into my TSA. That would mean the employee prior to that has to go in and change their form to the amount that they want put into their TSA. Then if they don't want that amount to continue, they have to turn around the very next month and change that, or it will impact all their other paychecks and the amount that goes in. And I don't believe that's what you were looking for, but I wanted to provide some clarity around the process, because I think that impacts what you were hoping. So one thought I had is, if the idea really is to encourage individuals to be saving for retirement, is let's work together in setting up some sort of sessions, maybe specific to our classified employees. You all could bring in some individuals that could provide that information, sort of an educational piece, and have them walk individuals through all of that piece. We would be happy to help do some of that, coordinating it or whatever, if it's really about educating people. I would much rather put some energy into helping that piece than put something together that I actually think could have a negative impact, because people wouldn't realize and go through all of those steps.
Yeah, we can look at some of that stuff too. I think we do want language around it in some fashion. So part of this is to, like you said, is to educate. And like it or not, people don't always read their emails. I'm sure you've run into that. And people don't always read the contract. But the more places we have it, the more likely that we have people that are somebody's going to see it in one of these venues, I think. So we could definitely have some discussions around what that would look like. I think our goal is to have some language so people know that they're aware. Many people, when you talk to them, don't even realize you guys offer a TSA, which is silly because it's something that you offer. It's out there, but it is a thing. So it's one of the things we got to combat. So if you have some better ideas on how to do that or craft that language, I think we would be willing to look at that and try to find a good place for us both to land on.
Any other questions or thoughts? Okay, do you all probably want some caucus time then?
Yes, please.
Yeah, we'll jump over to caucus. Why don't I have Mary text you when we are getting close, or giving you an ETA if it goes for a little longer, okay?
Okay, that sounds good. What are you thinking? Start with roughly 20 minutes?
Mhm.
Yeah, once she gets to 2:30, and then
2:30.
we'll go ahead and update you from there.
Okay, and one thing is there is a meeting based on the recent vaccination mandates that Ryan may have to jump onto that meeting, so he may have to step away for a little bit.
All right, we'll make sure to agree when he's not here, so he's good.
All right.
All right, understood. All right, everybody jump over to our caucus room. Thanks.
Which are we going to, the Google one or the Zoom one?
Zoom one that I set up.
Okay, thanks.
Carly, do I need to make you host?
You're muted, Carly.
Thanks, talking to myself. Has to happen in one meeting, right?
Okay, Carly, your host.
Thank you. I'll make you co-host.
Do we have everybody or are we still? I
think we have
I
everyone.
think we have everyone. Okay. So I want to thank you and thank you for looking at everything that was involved in this. It's a bundle deal, so whatever we do, we'll have to work to make sure that everything in it is, wrapped up. And looking at the 75 cents, it sort of holds us static with what's going on as far as minimum wage for right now. And we do know we go into the large bargaining next year, but looking at our employees, we did some financials that we were in there, and this seems like a really good offer. So we would like to accept your offer. Is Ryan smiling?
I'm smiling. I'm smiling too.
Yeah, I mean, this just for now for our employees and looking, yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you. And again, thanks to your team for continuing the work and continuing to work in a collegial manner, even though we're, bargaining.
I know.
I think we do a good job of that. So thanks for all of that.
Well, thank you. And then we'll figure out how to wrap up all these little pieces that we have with the MOAs and changing people's ranges and all that stuff and steps and things. And
Okay, that sounds great.
thank
Yeah,
you.
so Mary, can I just clarify? So we have for our notes, the pieces we still need to kind of do. We've got the MOA for House Bill 2016, and I think we've kind of got that piece.
Yes.
The pandemic language, and I think we discussed that yesterday. I don't know if you want to do that one separate, probably as we're still waiting on this whole other thing, and it seems like we probably should.
Do we want to include that when we do?
I think that one actually is really straightforward for
Yeah.
us.
won't change.
We were talking about it with this process, so I don't want to really de-link it. I want to keep it all together.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we're close on that too.
Mhm.
We probably just need to set up another time with Mary, Ryan, and Jennifer and myself where we can get those fine points done. And I figure we'll finish up the PERS stuff and kind of talk through your thought process you were talking about with the education piece then too. And we'd probably just put a bow on it after that meeting, I'm thinking, unless something's really crazy.
Okay. So we need another meeting.
Yes, but 9/10 of these people here will be happy because they don't have to be there.
All right, team, I am going to jump back over to that.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you. Congrats.
So then thank you all. I am really glad we were able to come to that agreement. And then Mary and Hobie, I will look at Ryan and my schedule and send out some dates. I don't think we have anything else on the calendar at the moment, so I'll get those to you. Since we're done, I can take the time right now and go ahead and send something over.
Okay.
And I want to thank everybody for going through this and working through this with all of us. I really appreciate all of you. So.
Well, thank you. Okay, well, we can enjoy a few months off of bargaining.
Well, they can.
Come on, Hobie.
Oh, we got
Okay, have
COVID.
a
We got
good
plenty of things.
I know we have the COVID stuff. So, yeah.
So
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Have a
thanks.
good
Bye-bye.
one. All right, bye.